Hello, I'm Ben Domencino and this is Weatherpulse. In today's episode, we're coming to you once again from the AFAC 17 conference. We'll find out how the effectiveness of prescribed burning may change under a future climate.
Prescribed burning is doing low intensity, low impact burns that gets rid of the fuel that's accumulated over time in the forest floor. The reason it's done is to try and decrease the amount of fuel available for when a fire does come through. It decreases the capacity of the fire to carry, so it can act as a bit of a fire break. It also decreases the intensity with which the fire burns when it does arrive, if it does still go through the area, which protects the natural environment as well as any infrastructure that might be nearby. So our recent research in prescribed burning, it came out of an analysis of forest fire danger and how that was going to change into the future. We identified that as the forest fire danger on extreme days was going to get a lot worse, and that meant that there was going to have to be a greater need for prescribed burning. The agencies that we collaborate with, Tas Fire Service, Parks and Wildlife Service in Tasmania, for example, they identified that what does that mean if the future fire danger is getting worse? Are they going to be able to continue to prescribe burn at the same level as they've been attempting to do so far? And we identified that basically the opportunities, the windows that are available for prescribed burning are going to become fewer and less frequent into the future, which is a real challenge for trying to figure out other methods, other ways of mitigating bushfire risks, since prescribed burning is pretty much the dominant management strategy at present. It does appear as though there are some of these effects that we would expect happening already. The 2020 to 2040 projections that we have suggest that there's definitely going to be a change that we will be able to see into the future in terms of the capacity to conduct prescribed burns. And so it's really, we are at a kind of a point where we're starting to see the occasional impacts already. Due to that change in the climate. Every industry, every government wishes that they had a crystal ball and they could see the future. And we are trying our best to give the best estimates of what the future is going to look like. We do that using different scenarios and different models. Using these model ensembles gives us an understanding of what the plausible future is. What we've identified is that moving forward we have to start looking for alternatives, because burning it is not necessarily going to be the best or the most available option. Yeah, so if anyone wants to understand more about any of our work, we've got a website which is climatefutures.org.au. You could also go to the ACE CRC website, the Antarctic Climate and Ecosystems website. Look us up on Google, that'll get you there.
That's all for today's episode. Tomorrow we'll be having a chat with Dr David Jones from the Bureau of Meteorology about the conditions expected around Australia during this year's bushfire season. Remember, if it's happening in weather, you'll find it here on Weatherpulse.